I don't know what to do with my hands. What's up, everybody?
No. It's welcome, trainers.
We're back with the PBF podcast. Sitting to my right, the director of video operations, Seth Graham.
Thank you.
Across from me, co-founder of the PBF, Jeremy Temple.
What did I tell you to refer to me in all PBF manners as?
I didn't care to remember.
Alright, obviously Peasley's been sick because he's not thinking well and he didn't lead us off with the typical welcome, trainers, to the PBF podcast.
I've been too distracted by having my throat opened again. So, excuse me a little bit. But I think the biggest news of the week, the double week, is that double week. Next week is a bye week of sorts, and won't exist. 2 weeks for week 6. We'll go straight into week 8. Jeremy, you just want to explain the decision a little bit?
It's just a nice little. I'm gonna dark ball from. It's just a nice little.
By the way, these two are playing a game right now. Actually, nice little double battle.
Not battling each other. We're together.
Amazon.
Yeah. It's not. I mean, it's just kind of. I think everybody needs this. It's been a very slow week. We haven't got too many games, and to be honest, I haven't really pressed the issue. I haven't made the normal post that was like, "Hey, we need your games. These are the games we need."
Yeah.
And I figure it's probably just a good time to just give people a break. And I know this isn't everyone's final week coming up. I mean, we're graduated technically. We're real people now. But
I'm officially unemployed.
yeah.
Wow.
That not killing? That what happened? What's going on?
I don't know.
Keep passing
Who's
you. All
faster?
But it's just kind of it's a nice little break for everybody. A lot of the games in week 8 were rematches anyway.
Yeah.
You mean week 7?
Yeah, week 7. So it's just kind of it's just a little break. I mean, I know that Richard Haynes was upset he didn't get to play you, so I changed it up. And I think you're
you
gonna
said
play.
you'd
Yeah,
accommodate.
if anybody was facing anybody that they really wanted to face in week 8, 7,
7.
the week that shall not occur, just let me know and I'll let you. I mean, it's not hard to change the schedule.
Yeah.
Seth, how do you feel about having a target on your back?
I mean,
Silver Dial needing to play you.
No, I mean he's got a good team. I know his record. He's right. I think he's right around 500.
He's
I think
close to
for his
7.
record.
I think we were just saying 7-11.
7-11 is.
He's coming off a little bit of a slump, but I can see him.
True. That's true. But
he'll
yeah,
get back.
no, he's got a good team. He's got a lot of strong guys. So I mean, I have no aversion to playing anybody. So if he wants to play me, by all means, fine.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll take it personally, and it's not like an attack at me. I just
Right,
think,
yeah,
you
he
know,
was. I mean, anytime you have the chance to play the number
Yeah,
one team in the league,
I
I mean,
just
it's
think
not like
he
he was saying,
it makes
I really
sense.
wanted to play him to beat him. It was I kind of really wanted to play him,
just to see,
play him. See where you
see
stack
if
up.
my team's a real deal, or maybe it's just
Right.
pure luck.
So that'll be a game. That'll be a game to look at
Game to watch.
when week 8 actually happens.
Okay. Yeah.
I believe I made it week 8. And just
Oh,
talking
okay.
about the schedule changes, whenever we got rid of T-Bob and Ellie, I added a couple games. I just kind of replaced all of Ellie's games with whatever. But the way I have it, we have another game week 9.
Yeah, you had mentioned that.
So,
and, you are
Another
my obviously
interleague
only
game.
loss.
Yeah, I think the way it is now, because we removed 2 teams and you didn't want the interleague week in week 9, and it would have been kind of a big pain to do it. I rearranged it so I replaced all of Ellie's games.
Notice how he blames me before he mentions that it would be a pain in the ass for everybody.
Well, I mean, it's true that you didn't want it.
I didn't.
What?
You're red.
Oh, whatever.
You'll be alright.
Yeah. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the
Wow,
schedule.
you said
I
it
made
wasn't
it.
gonna get- you
Yeah,
said it
I
wasn't
made
gonna
it so
get-
that there's 3 interleague games a week.
Uh-huh.
So that just so happens to be one of them.
Should be another barn burner.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since I think we still don't have half of the games in.
No, I don't even think we have anything close.
This won't be. You'll be missing out on most of the usual segments, since most of them are blanks of the week,
Yeah.
and this week is halfway done.
Right, and we didn't really have any more awards to give out, unless
Hey,
you had some
there were-
awards.
I think you guys did a great job of covering them, most of them.
During that
Yeah.
Car fire.
Yeah, it's upsetting we can't be outside again, but it's
raining right now. We're
a
recording
gray,
this,
dreary day.
We're recording this Monday night. It's pretty dreary.
Much more typical Pittsburgh weather.
So I figured we could just have some general Pokemon roundtable discussions.
Of course. I'm cool with that.
All right.
We've actually been battling all day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I won't say all day because we
Pretty much
got
all
we
day.
left. We were out and about, but yeah. I mean, we've been battling all day and just.
Yeah, what are some of the games we had? We had we did random letter generator.
Yeah.
We each got 6 letters and had to pick 6 guys that each had
We
this
did
as the first letter.
We did standard roulette where
Standard roulette, yeah.
you just
Picking
kinda,
numbers in my box.
Yeah, pick how many trained you
My
have.
personal favorite was the animals. You had the bunnies and the cats
bunnies and cats.
versus the monkeys and the turtles.
Yep.
And I'd like
I would
to.
feel like he would have a strong advantage with that.
You would think, but Team Monkey Turtle pulled it out.
He had with that Scarf Darmanitan.
Yeah, Scarf Darmanitan. Call him a monkey. Call him not a monkey. I think he's a monkey.
He's
close enough,
He's an
yeah.
ape.
Right.
Okay.
So
I see it.
He's
I
a-
see
he's
it
a
for sure.
primate.
regardless, he was on my team. What else we have? We had Ambipom and Infernape.
Yeah.
Torterra sneak on there.
Torterra,
Yeah, he
Blastoise,
made
and
it.
Shuckle. I almost had to bring.
Those are the.
I almost had to
turtles.
bring 2.
I don't know if
Blastoise.
I'd call Shuckle a turtle. Shuckle's just like a worm living inside of a rock.
We just saw like a
Yeah,
shell.
I mean, we weren't trying.
Turtle might be a stretch. It has like 7 holes.
Hey, you look at our boxes and find another turtle.
Yeah. Oh, hey, you can't be sky dropping when I go for an Orisphere, man.
Why are you going for Orsphere?
Because I was a kill Ludicolo.
Why don't you just flash cannon the Weezing? Alright.
Why would I
Alright,
flash cannon?
so
Isn't it super effective?
No, it's not fair.
Oh.
Well-
just-
while you
Well,
guys
actually,
are
I
in
have
the
no idea.
battling spirit,
Yes.
I'll start with you, Seth. Put you on the spot.
Yep.
Your favorite your favorite Pokemon to bring in a competitive battle.
Outside of the PBF, like
Yeah.
regardless.
Just
Um,
if you're in a random battle one day.
favorite Pokemon competitively. Honestly, we mentioned it today, and I think for me it would have to be Mamoswine.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite guys. He's very versatile in my opinion. He can either be a lead, he can be I see a lot of Life Orb bans, even an Assault Vest, and I just personally love how much he just shuts down basically any and all dragons,
Mhm.
which I know are some of the most powerful in the metagame. So he's one of my favorites for almost a must-have for competitive battles. I think he's pretty hard to stop.
Jeremy, same question.
Yeah, I got a few actually, and it really depends on
Gotta
your
pick one.
it depends on your meaning of favorite Pokemon to bring.
The one that brings you the most joy while you're battling.
The one that brings me the most joy while I'm battling. And joy does not equal success, correct?
It doesn't have to, but for a competitive person,
Listen.
it usually does.
Ever since 4th gen, whenever I battled the most back in high school, always been crazy about that Honchkrow. He's always been my guy.
Well, see, it's funny you say
Yeah,
he's
you-
always been your guy
Because you let him slide to the 9th round.
Yeah, and he's actually on my team.
I'm aware, but I mean, let's just remember over Christmas break, before the PBF was even a thought, we had a little battle that I do think I have saved on here with a little Honchkrow sweep. So,
Yeah, well,
yeah, I
you
mean,
saved, you saved that.
yes, I did. Yes, I did. I sure did.
He saves all the ones he wins,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is
No, I
wild, but-
I actually save most of the ones I lose too because I never really remember. I just kind of like whenever the game's over, I just kind of smash
You're
A.
just mashing
And it
A,
just so
yeah.
happens that, like, so I have all these replays of like, God knows what. I honestly wouldn't be able to find it if I was looking for it. But Honchkrow's always been a big one, and honestly, just like in that category, I don't know what it is, but the new guys that they added in 4th gen, that were mainly like UU, always were my favorites.
Yeah.
Like Ambipom, love him. Rhyperior, love him. Rhyperior might have been OU when he came out, but he's UU now.
Yeah.
Dusk Noir, absolutely love him. I mean,
Good grab.
Yeah.
Good patch of people.
Yeah, I think
Tank
I
Blade.
honestly think 4th gen might be my beyond like the original 150 for nostalgic reason and familiarity.
Oh, yeah.
4th gen I think brought the best guys for competitive play.
For
Alright,
competitive purposes? Yeah, I think you're right.
you might have just answered, but if the answer's different, favorite generation's metagame.
Fourth.
So not
Easy.
right,
Easy for
not just because of the guys, just because of the whole.
Yeah, everything was new. then.
Mhm.
Smogon wasn't. It wasn't. I mean, Smogon was definitely around, but the game wasn't broken down so much into math as it is now. People were trying different things,
Mhm.
and it was kind of cool because all the kids in high school, if they weren't going off Smogon sets, they were trying these different kind of things that actually ended up becoming Smogon sets. And I've said before, I'm not crazy about Smogon, but I do use their sets. But I did use, this might be one of the few, but I did use a defensive Arcanine before Smogon did. So,
Yeah.
and I'm glad that that's become...
No, and I kind of to touch on that a little bit. I almost wish that when people got into competitive battling, I almost wish they didn't have access to those sets.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes a fresh mind.
Mhm.
Because I like try to look at guys differently and see what
Right.
unique ways I can use them, but I get caught, coming back to this is a common set and it works. So
Right.
it's
And-
tough for me to veer away from
Yeah,
that.
and I mean, you simply just look at stats. I mean, you're not going to be like, hey, I'm going to try a physical attack and Alakazam. I mean, that's just not going to work. But,
yeah.
you know, you can try, like, the different thing. I mean, special sweepers and physical sweepers, there's not really that much you can try.
No, they kind of have their niche.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, you know what moves are good. They're the ones with the highest base power and not, like, horrible accuracy or something.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just the little things like leads and stuff that you can try.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Ambipom, yeah, you could probably use him as a physical sweeper, but, you know, if you do the fake out, U-turn, beat up, stuff like that, I mean,
He's a great lead.
yeah, it's just different. And the other thing about 4th gen that I absolutely loved was leads. I always thought leads were just the best part of the game. And ever since Team Preview,
Sableye.
If I recall, like Sableye, Fortress was a huge lead back then. He
I was
really
always
common. Well, I think in the older gens, obviously, I almost want to say hazards weren't as big of a deal.
no.
What gen was Stealth Rock introduced?
Ooh, I
Fourth
want
or
to say
fifth?
4 because I didn't really play that much in 3. They definitely they could have been.
Well,
there.
yeah.
I'm almost positive it was 4,
Okay.
but
I want to say it was either 4 or 5. But
it definitely was. They were definitely there in 4, 100% there.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, I don't like Team Preview because
No.
I think it was nice to just kind of surprise people with your lead. And I always used Azelf, who I thought was a great lead
Mm-hmm.
because Azelf had everything that made 4th gen awesome, which was just like speed with a focus sash, set up some stealth rocks, explode. Because explosion was just the
Yep.
bee's knees in 4th gen.
Well, and I know, like you said, like Team Preview. If you show me a team of 6 Pokemon, I can tell you with almost like 100% confidence, probably 1 or 2 Pokemon that
Yep.
they're gonna lead with.
And then that's kind of the new game of cat and mouse you have now. Instead of just bringing a lead, or even, which I thought was also fun, was just bringing an anti-lead, someone completely designed to just counter
to
the
mess
common
with them.
leads.
Yep.
Yeah. Now you kind of just go, you look at your opponent's team, and they're like, huh, looks like they're going to lead with a Whimsicott. And then you got to be like, wait, he knows I know that he's going to lead with Whimsicott, so he probably thinks I'm going to lead with this guy. So,
Yeah.
so
It's too much to kill that max though.
yeah.
It's too much. Like before the battle even occurs.
Right.
There's too much thinking
Yeah,
going on.
that's
and-
why I kind of like just being able
Yeah.
to jump into a battle. Like, these are
Yeah.
my 6 guys.
Yep. If
Not
your lead
too-
doesn't match up well, that's
That's
just something you
tough
gotta deal
nuts.
with. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Seth, do you have a favorite metagame other than 4th gen?
Well, for me, I would have to say Gen 5,
Mm.
just because I was kind of out of I didn't start playing competitively until I think Gen 5. I know 4 I've always had the Pokemon games, like I've gotten every single one of them. So I didn't like miss any generations. I didn't like miss Gen 4. But I know I wasn't big into just the competitive battling.
Mm.
I didn't have a ton of friends playing it.
I think we played 4th gen maybe once.
Freshman year we might have
Paneras.
battled every now and then, but it wasn't as big as it is
Right.
now. And so for me, Gen 5 was when I first got into it, and I picked that one up pretty well. And I feel like it was still fairly balanced.
Mhm.
I think you made some good points about Gen 4 just being, you can bring a little bit more guys and
Yeah.
different things work. But for me, it would just have to be Gen 5 just because that's what
Right.
I started battling
See,
in.
my problem with Gen 5 was that there was kind of the established sets from Gen 4.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, we know what we're doing with these guys. Maybe a few more tweaks because of move tutors or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it was just kind of like, okay, what can I do with these new guys?
Yep.
So, and that's kind of what it is now in this gen.
Well, that's what seems to be like every time there's a new generation that comes out, it's it's not so much a blend into the metagame, it's like an add-on.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, we have this core, now we've got these new guys. Instead of like just being incorporated, it's like, okay, well, how did these new guys affect the guys we
Right.
already had?
Right.
And
So
then,
I mean that's good.
yeah,
That's
it's fine, but it's like, yeah.
It's also kind of a pain because most of the guys that you have from 5th gen work now, so you can just kind of pokey transfer them over.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have your guys where it's just like, well, shoot, this doesn't work anymore. Like my lead Azelf, I still have it from 4th gen, but it's
Yeah,
not-
pretty much.
you can't really do anything with it because
Yeah.
it's just got.
But those do become somewhat effective after I think a little while because like I use like a life orb Azelf for the most part like when I
Right.
competitive battle and like nobody sees that coming
Right.
just because you don't see a ton of Azelfs
Yeah, you
anymore.
don't. You don't.
So I think at some point older stuff tends to come back a little bit and be effective because people don't see it coming.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Explosion will never be good again, but
No, because they just nerf the hell out of it. Why can we not kill this Weavile?
he keeps protecting and stuff.
Whatever. All right.
All right, let's go a little bit off the beaten path. Favorite gym leader from the in game.
Oh.
Okay. See, this
do
is
you have
tough.
one?
No.
Not counting cartoons.
Right, right,
because
right.
I know.
See, this
I can give you one.
It's tricky because I don't know the name of a single gym leader after Gen 2. Because I just kind of fight them and just move on.
Yeah.
So my choice would have to be from Gen 1, probably Misty. Just because I love Starmie, and that's really it. I mean, gym leaders have always just been there for me to beat. I've never really made like an emotional attachment to them. I don't go on like Reddit Pokeporn and like draw Cynthia and her Garchomp and like.
Well, we weren't gonna go there.
Well, I just know that people do that.
See, my vote would have to go towards the one that I just like remember the most.
Yeah.
And it's not because I clearly I remember all the first gens, and I'm after that I'm kind of with you where I kind of
Yeah.
lose them. But and I don't remember her name, but whoever that bitch was that had that mill tank.
Whitney,
Yeah, Whitney.
Whitney.
And
Yeah.
what was that? Gen 2?
That was
Gold and Silver?
third gym.
normal.
Yeah.
She's tough.
Good lord, that thing
Yeah.
was a pain. And
Yeah.
it would just paralyze you, it would body slam you, milk drink.
Dude, if you weren't ready
If
for
you
it.
roll out.
If you had
Oh
Queen
my
Lava,
God.
rollout would just
Yeah, roll
wreck
out,
your
rock
day.
you.
Yeah. It was tough. Yeah, no. I mean, I don't think that'd be criteria for my favorite, though. I'd be like, screw that.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I almost like her because of that.
Yeah.
Because
No, I did a Nuzlocke challenge earlier this year, I think, and I got completely smacked by Whitney. And
Yeah.
I just lost, and I was like, well,
Like,
done
well,
with that.
I'm done.
Got absolutely obliterated.
I was always partial to Giovanni because Giovanni is the gateway to the Elite Four part-time. He is running Team Rocket. He's basically the mob boss of Kanto.
Yeah.
And as a side hustle, he's keeping kids out of the Elite Four.
Well, and there's a little bit of mystique there because Viridian City being like the second city
Yeah.
that I guess the first city after Pallet Town. You get there, you see a gym, and you're like, wait, why can't I go in here?
Yeah.
And you're like, and then you find out it's because the gym leader is hustling millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I never really
And,
cared for Giovanni just because at that point I always started with Blastoise. So by that point my Blastoise was always so strong that it was just like,
Lot of
alright,
ground
I'm
type
ready.
shit.
I'm ready to get to the Elite Four. Just surf away, you know. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
so by that point I was like, Giovanni, whatever. But no, I see where you're coming from. I mean, he's a cool guy. His heart might be not in the right place, but he's got a good business mind. So
Great suits.
yeah,
Yeah.
great name.
Great name.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Alright.
All good choices.
Favorite legendary. Doesn't have to be just for competitive use.
Mm.
Could just be place in your heart.
Well, I think I know. Do I know yours?
No. I'd have to say Mew.
Ooh.
It's adorable.
Just
Interesting choice.
because of like the whole concept of when I was young trying to get Mew. You know, I
Yeah,
had Mew stuffed animals, but I sure as hell didn't have them in the game until I got a Game Shark. I'm blinking, so we got to save it for this one.
Okay.
And I think what really sealed the deal for Mew, at least for me, was Pokemon Snap. I mean, you beat the game,
And then you had it, yeah.
and then you're up there on the
you get a
rainbow
chance
cloud.
to get that
Yeah.
elusive shot.
Yep. Yeah. Jirachi's probably up there. And I really like Kyogre and Lugia too, but I
Yeah.
think Mew's gonna.
Seth.
For me, I'm also gonna go Gen 1, and I'm gonna go with Zapdos. Zapdos to this day, one of my favorite Pokemon in general. Just because, as a young kid, Moltres looks real girly. Articuno just kind of looks like a bluebird, and then you get to Zapdos, and it's just this like
Made of
electric
lightning
monstrosity.
Yeah.
And I know that was this like me as a kid. I was just like, this thing is awesome.
I was always Team Articuno.
Were you?
Yeah.
I mean, not a bad team.
No. He sucks. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, compared to the other two, I think he's the worst of the three.
Yeah, you could.
I don't know. I kind of thought Moltres was.
Well, Trace, you can at least like throw a choice scarf on.
It's
like,
move.
or,
It's
like,
let him
movable. It's
overheat
not
stuff.
great.
Air slash,
Yeah.
flamethrower,
I mean,
hidden power grass.
it's fairly it's like okay type coverage, but like
Yeah.
I think Articuno is like a special wall with way too many weaknesses, so I'm gonna suspend it and save.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I was always a fan of Mew. I always rode for Ho-Oh
Yeah.
because everybody else got silver and I was like the only kid with gold. So I was always team Ho-Oh.
If you were like me, I remember I used to get both. Just to be able to like get all the guys.
See, I had it easy because I had an older brother.
So you guys just
Yeah, so he would get one game, I would get the other one, and he never finished the games. He always buys them. He even bought Pokemon X, and I was like, Mario, you're never gonna play it. And he plays it for like a month, never finishes, always gets like the 7th gym, and then just like never plays it again. So I just get all the games. So
There you go.
yeah, so I have them.
Not bad.
The only one I don't have is white because, or no, maybe black. Yeah, I don't have black because I don't know.
You don't have either of the twos, too.
Yeah, I don't have either of the twos.
Oh really? I had black. Black like 1,
Yeah.
and then I got white 2,
Yeah.
if I recall. But I lost that game, which really upsets
Well,
me because
I lost black or whatever.
It had a ton of like basically all my 5th
Yeah.
gen guys on there, and I had a couple 4th gens and some 5th gens from the original
Yeah.
black, but that I trashed a little bit.
I swear to God, I had a shiny Miltank at one time. So he must be on that black version.
He's
that's
somewhere.
missing.
He's out there.
He's gotta be. Because like whenever I went to move all my guys, I was like, yeah, getting that shiny Miltank.
Where is it?
God.
Where's he at?
Gone
He was
forever.
in the box next to my only other shinies, which was like a Charizard and a Pinsir. And there was a gap in between them. And I was like, I know he was here.
Mm-hmm. What happened?
Gone. Maybe I was dreaming the whole time and I never had it. Maybe somebody stole it from me in high school. Regardless,
We'll
one
never
day.
He's
We'll
out
never
in the
know.
ether now.
Yeah, one day
We'll
I
never
will
know.
have a shiny Miltank once again.
Top 5 starters.
Jeez.
Top 5?
Top 5.
Okay. Gotta think a little bit.
Yeah.
Starting with 5 and up?
No, just any order, any 5.
Oh, so I'm
just
not
like
ordering them.
5 favorite.
Yeah,
Not in any order.
doesn't have to be.
Okay, Squirtle, Totodile,
Is it all the waters? Just
No,
so we can
it's
make
not
this
all-
work?
it's
Because
not all-
Oshawott
Oshawott
pretty lame.
sucks.
Yeah. I think we can all agree.
Okay, how are we doing easier one? Our favorite starter from each gen.
Yeah,
Sure.
I
Yeah.
think I could do that. easy.
Squirt- Squirtle.
Top 6.
Charmander.
Totodile.
Well,
Cyndaquil.
Um,
I am partial to fire types, but it all change.
who was Trico?
it was,
Oh, no,
it
see?
Was, it was Trico, Chimchar,
Yeah,
and
Chico, Chimchar, and Mudkip.
Mudkip.
I like Chimchar. No, Chimchar wasn't third. That was Torchic.
No, Chimchar's 4th gen.
Oh, yeah.
Torchic.
Trico, Torchic, and
I gotta go with.
Mudkip.
I think I gotta go with Mudkip. I know it's 3 water right off the bat, but
I think I gotta go with Trico.
okay.
I didn't give a ton of praise to the grass types
Yeah.
back then, but that was the one guy when I saw his last evolution. I was like, this thing was awesome.
Gen 4 was Chimchar.
Yeah, Chimchar,
and
Piplup,
Empoleon.
and Turtwig. I'm gonna go with Turtwig on this one.
Wow.
Chimchar for sure.
Yeah.
Piplup is adorable.
Yeah.
Infernape
I
from
like
Void,
Infernape. I like Infernape the final evolution, but I'm not crazy about Chimchar. Looks like a little pussy. 5th gen, Tepig all day. Undisputed.
Is Gen 5 the worst?
Yes.
Yes.
Is Gen 5 the worst, period?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Pokemon wise, like
Just everything wise.
Everything. The games are horrible. You have to like find these sages and crap, and everything takes forever to save.
who
There's
was
like
what was
seasons.
the legendary trio? Landorus and them. was Gen 5.
Yeah, and
Landorus,
then
Tornadus,
Zekrom,
and
Zekrom,
and then the
Reshiram,
and then the dogs or
yeah.
Terrakion.
Yeah, there was too many legendaries. In
Yeah,
there.
there's 8 legendaries
Something like
in that
that.
game.
Maybe even more.
And then like Volcarona was like kind of legendary because didn't you find it?
It was
in a
the
while?
pseudo. It was you had to go to like that
A
cave
cave,
in like
yeah.
the sand or
Yeah.
whatever and go catch
Yeah, it was.
those Larvestas or whatever. Yeah.
4th gen had a lot of legendaries too.
Did you
But-
pick a 5th gen starter?
My 5th gen, it's a toss up, but I mean I can remember I picked whatever Superior's Snivy.
Snivy.
Yeah, I picked Snivy just because I didn't want a fat pig, and I didn't want Napoleon.
Samurai
Yeah.
otter.
5th gen was the first time I picked fire, and I don't regret it. Tepig's he's adorable, little piggy. Beautiful.
And
I see. I was one where I liked Tepig, but I saw his final evolution, and
Yeah.
that kind of.
Yeah.
in Gen 6.
Gen 6, I gotta go with Chespin.
Ooh, that's a wild card.
Yeah.
I see. I want to say obviously Froakie, just because it's the most. It's the best competitive
Yeah.
of the 3. I chose Fennekin
Yeah.
just because my roommate was taking Froakie and his friend was taking Chespin,
Right.
so I was like, oh well, I can't, might as
Yeah.
well play it different. But I kind of agree with you on Chespin there. I think
Yeah.
he's the coolest. I think his 3rd evolution is the coolest out
Definitely.
of the.
He's actually not.
Greninja's just a frog.
Chestnut's not bad, man.
Delphox is just